Blue Beetle issue 8 with Josh Trujillo and Adrian Gutierrez on the
Mhm.
art. So, how was this?
Yeah, so this focuses on Natita, who was the green beetle that came up. So
I was
Dynasties was
I was going to ask
yes,
when you said that. I was like, I don't know who
yes,
that is, but
yes. So she was the green one, and her main kind of power set is she can adjust her size, kind of like the atom,
oh, I know this.
right?
She pulls out like
Yes.
a dagger and plays like a flute, and then the Dragon Zord comes out of the
I
water.
wish. I wish. That would be cool. I'm here for my Power Rangers stuff, but yeah. So this issue focuses on her, and the covers talks about Natita no more, but she talks about how her name is Roma Urado Lopez, and uh, essentially gives her quick origin of that she was back in Bloodhaven, she was living, and then one of the Beatles from the I always forget their name, the alien group that had landed, the Horizon, uh, had found her, and that she, uh, the her scarab is now named as Noldar, and it convinced her that the Blue Beetle is a threat to the Horizon and their way of life. But it was wrong, and so it talks about how she teamed up, and she's now friends with Jaime, um, and essentially this is her being like, I miss my old life. I don't want to be a hero anymore, and her going to the Horizon to try to essentially quit. And throughout this issue, we get Jaime, who also is not very comfortable with how he killed the Blood Scarab, and he feels like they don't have any agency. So he understands where Natita's coming from, but Jaime also understands that this is kind of their job. They're stuck with it, and that's what we need to do. And so, because the Horizon won't let Natita out of it, because the Scarab found her, it's part of her now. Um, they that what's her name? Roma Natita goes to Victoria Court and essentially gets the beetle removed. And so the rest of the issue is fallout from that, because um, as Jaime and Zamara, who's Dynasties, the gold beetle, there's this villain from it says check out Blue Beetle 15,
I'm
named
just saying,
Overthrow.
we've got at least three colors now. Like we're almost at a
Yes,
Power Rangers team.
we are. Well, we had the red one too, and the red one was bad. So instead of the green one
Ah,
being bad, the Blood Scarab has been destroyed, but I feel like it's still out there somewhere. We are, Blue Beetle is prone to
that
timey-wimey
I
adventures.
realised that Big Bad Beetleborgs would be a better reference to make, but I just don't think most of the audience will get it. So I'm making Power Rangers jokes
No,
instead.
but that there was a was there a yellow? There wasn't a yellow. Was there a gold Beetleborg? I don't remember.
Beetleborg? Oh, I don't think so. I
I
think it was
remember
just
green, red, and blue were
blue.
the main
Yeah, it's
ones.
just RGB for them. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, there's a villain from Ted Kord's time named Overthrow, who looks like he uses like hard light type stuff. Um, but basically, he's gonna, go stop whatever Cord Industries is planning, because Victoria's on TV talking about their new stuff is gonna help change the world. And so, um, as Zamara and Jaime are looking for Roma, they find her getting back on a train because she's gonna go from Palmyra City back to Bloodhaven, and this is where she sadly tells them that they removed the beetle. And you look, she holds up her hand, and there's all a bunch of like stitching and scars on it. Um, and so Zamara loses her mind and is like, you know what? We're heroes. I was pulled from my life in El Salvador, but I'm here, you know, and you throw this all away, and you gave our one like thing that makes us special to the woman that imprisoned me. And this is where the art, Gutierrez's art really goes, because it to show like just how in the dark Roma is now. They're in the train station, and one half of the page is in the light, and the other half is dark. And I almost think it's supposed to be like simulating like a train going by, like with the light. And every time Roma talks, she's in the dark, and every time Zamara's talking, it's in the light, until Zamara storms off, leaving Jaime there. And she apologizes, and he apologizes to her for not listening to her before, because she was always, throughout the series, talking about this is not the life she chose. So the Beatles end up going to Cord Industries, where we're also earlier in the issue, Jaime found his friend Brenda was working for Victoria, and he wasn't happy about it. So he's there to support her. And she unveils this new thing. It looks like an Iron Man suit crossed kind of like with a Sentinel, called Pinnacle. And it's running off of the Green Scarab. And as she unveils it, and she's talking about all the stuff that it can do, it's essentially the Weapon of Tomorrow gimmick. This Overthrow guy comes in, and she activates as he's heading towards Victoria. Jaime suits up and goes into Blue Beetle mode. Victoria yells to activate, and with one swoop, it catches Overthrow and separates his arm. And it says objective complete, awaiting the next directive, and that's where it ends. So it says Pinnacle of Achievement Chapter 1. So this is the start of a new arc. Remains consistent. I'm really loving how Trujillo is really leaning into the whole legacy of the Beatles and what it means for them, while also, pushing Jaime's story forward. It's a fun little kind of sci-fi superhero book still, even though it kind of falls into some of the superhero tropes, that we're used to. So the art's pretty strong. Really enjoyed all of that. So I'll give this a 8.